Hello everybody and welcome to another Nightly Read Aloud with Dr. Ivey. Today is Wednesday, April the 29th, 2020. Tonight marks our 33rd Nightly Read Aloud during school closure. My name is Trevor Ivey and I am a proud educator right here in Sumter County, South Carolina. And like so many of my educator colleagues right here in my very own community, across the state, the nation, and even the world are being asked to step up and out of their comfort zone to completely redesign teaching and learning experiences to make sure that our children are meaningfully engaged during this challenging time when schools are closed, but learning continues at home. To that end, I have dedicated myself to a nightly read aloud each school night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And tonight, I have another audience participation book, just like yesterday. And tonight's book is titled Splat and the Cool School Trip. It is both authored and illustrated by Rob Scotton. Splat and the Cool School Trip. Let's take a look at what this book is going to be about. "It's Penguin Day," cried Splat as he woke up from his favorite dream. Splat's class was going to the zoo today, and Splat was too excited to sleep. How many of you have ever been so excited about the very next day at school that you couldn't hardly sleep? I know I have as a teacher before. "I can't wait to see the penguins," said Splat. "They have big, round eyes, and they walk with a waddle. They're the best," he added. Seymour nodded. Splat got ready for school. "Did you know that penguins love to swim?" asked Splat. And Seymour nodded. Then Splat remembered something that Mrs. Wimpy Dimple said. "You can't come because mice scared the elephant," said Splat. "I'm sorry," said Seymour. So Splat went to school, leaving a very, very disappointed Seymour behind. But Seymour really wanted to go to the zoo. And deep down inside, he had a plan. I wonder what his plan is going to be. At cat school, after Splat and his cat boarded the bus, Mrs. Wimpy Dimple asked the class a question. Class, which animal is your favorite?" "The giraffe," said Plank. "He's really tall." "The monkey," said Clinton. "Oh, she's so cute." "The elephant," said Spike. "He's so strong." "Penguins!" cried Splat. "I can't wait to see the penguins!" The bus rattled along the road as cat school made its way to the zoo. And soon they arrived at the zoo. They were finally there. "Let's go and see the penguins first," cried Splat. "Later, Splat," Mrs. Wimpy Dimple sighed. "We'll do that later. Just calm down." "I can't wait," said Splat. "Look, it's a giraffe," said Plank. "He can reach the very high branches." "Look, it's a monkey," cried Clinton. "She's so furry." "Look, it's an elephant," said Spike. "He's so strong." "They're cool, really cool," said Splat. "But they're not the penguin." So Splat looked up and pointed at the night sky. "Is it a bird?" he asked. "No," cried the cats. "Is it a plane?" he asked. "Well, sort of," cried the cats. "It's Seymour!" Seymour waved, but then Seymour lost his balance and he crashed right into the elephant. "Uh-oh," said Splat. Remember, boys and girls, Seymour wasn't allowed to come to the zoo. Seymour then stared at the elephant, and the elephant stared right at Seymour, and then, "Mouse!" cried the elephant. "Uh-oh," said Splat. Look at their faces. The elephant was so frightened that he trumpeted. He ran away and he jumped over a wall. Over a mouse. The class then continued its way around the zoo until they finally arrived at the penguin pool. "Hurrah!" cheered Splat. But Splat's hurrah didn't last long. A sign on the wall read this: "Due to an elephant breaking the pool, the penguins cannot come out today. Sorry." "Oh, what? No penguins?" said Splat. "No penguins?" said Mrs. Wimpy Dimple. "Everybody back on the bus." Splat was so disappointed. Seymour was dismayed. It was his fault that Splat couldn't see the penguins, the animal that he really wanted to see. So Seymour thought to himself about how he could make things right. He peeked into the penguin house. Without any water to swim in, all the penguins were huddled inside. Seymour then had an idea. He said to the penguins, "Follow me." And they did. Who's the leader? Seymour. The bus was rattling its way back to cat school. You see who's on top of the bus, boys and girls? The penguins. As Splat got off the bus, he started to wander home. Seymour was on the backpack going shh to the penguins who were following. Splat made his way into the house and he started to eat his dinner. Well, more like played with his dinner. But look who's outside. Splat stared at the TV, and then Splat decided it was time to go to bed. But it happened again. Splat couldn't go to sleep. He heard a splashing noise coming from the bathroom, and it got louder and louder. Plop, plop, splash. So he decided to get up and investigate. Something was moving behind the shower curtain. Splat pulled the shower curtain open, and to his amazement, what do you think he saw? It was the penguins! Look at all the penguins. They're having a good time in the bathroom tub. Splat cried out, "It's Penguin Day after all!" So what a great book for our 33rd nightly read aloud. So a quick summary of the book. Splat the cat is going on a school trip, and he is so excited from the very beginning when Mrs. Wimpy Dimple announces to the class that it was time to go on their class trip. And if you remember, all the other students in the class were calling out their favorite animal, right? The elephant, the giraffe, the monkey, but Splat only wants to see the penguins. And after all, Splat thought the penguins were perfect. They are black and white, just like Splat. So all day long, Splat just cannot wait. The excitement is building up. But when the smallest animal, who happens to be the mouse named Seymour, makes the biggest splash and shuts down the penguin exhibit at the zoo, Splat becomes disappointed because he can't see the penguins, and he really wanted to see the penguins. And so you can say that he felt very alone, but in the book, it doesn't seem like he is feeling all alone, because Seymour realizes the disappointment that his actions have caused, and he wants to come to the rescue to create some sort of way that Splat can still see the penguins. And so what an enthusiastic book. I hope you enjoyed it. I know that I enjoyed it. And I cannot wait to share more great books just like this one with great levels of audience participation. All right, boys and girls, before you go and brush your teeth, before you say goodnight, before you get into the bed, let's take a moment to reflect on the day together. Our 4 questions. And let's start with question number 1. What was your most favorite thing about today? Take a moment to share with your parent, your older or younger sibling, or fuzzy friend. Question number 2. What was your least favorite thing about today? Question number 3. What's one thing that you would change about today if you could go back and change something? And question number 4. What's one thing that you hope is going to happen tomorrow? All right, boys and girls, I hope that you sleep well tonight. Maybe you'll be like Splat. Maybe you are so excited about something that is going to happen tomorrow that you just cannot sleep. But I know I've had many nights like that before. I'm excited just to get up tomorrow and select another great book to read and share with you tomorrow. So boys and girls, remember, if no one has taken the opportunity to tell you that they love you today, if no one has told you that they care about you, Dr. Ivey is here to tell you that he loves you and he cares about you so very much. Remember to do your work for your teacher. It's still very important that you are turning in your assignments. And have a good night, everybody. See you tomorrow.